Griffin the Griffin by BlackWing. Chapter 11. Breakout. Hey Gilda, I noticed something about the map. The further south we go, the hotter it gets with the volcanoes and jungle at the very bottom. Shouldn't there be more? It should get colder again and eventually turn back into an Arctic-like area again. Well, nobody really knows what's down there because nobody's ever gone down there. I presume there's something down there. Always had to come from somewhere. But it hasn't been explored by any equestrians. It's too far from home. Nobody's explored the southern hemisphere. You're not thinking of going there, are you? Gilda explained. Oh, heck no. I've already got my plate full planning a rebellion and a slave revolution. Let's just leave the exploring to daring do. I was wondering, why is it you can talk so calmly about upsetting the balance of power of this entire planet? She asked. Humans. There's never less than 4 wars happening at any time between various countries for various reasons. Most are actually rebellions, civil wars, and that sort of thing. Hearing about them all the time makes you numb to the idea. The fact that I'm actually going to be leading one, however, has me scared. But we can worry about that when we get there. Well, here's Stalingrad. It's the size of Manhattan, but more low-key and has a bit more crime, Gilda stated as we approached the city. It had ramshackle wooden buildings, as well as factories and such. The entire city was built on a small island. Or maybe it was a normal island that had a moat dug around it. There was actually a heavily guarded bridge where they had some kind of a toll system set up, probably to charge everyone coming in. The entire thing reminded me of Riften from Skyrim, and just like the city that housed the Thief Guild, the visitor tolls would obviously be a shakedown, especially for non-ponies. So, the toll booth, Gilda asked. Screw that, we're flying in. My thoughts exactly. Well, this is right up our alley, isn't it? We just gotta watch out for the guards, since security will be tighter, but this place probably will be a haven for us. Let's go see what kind of trouble we can get into. Stalingrad was like a tossed salad of ethnicity. There were unicorns, earth ponies, pegasi, diamond dogs, and griffins. Wherever you get a mix like that, there was sure to be some racial differences, resulting in violence. Guards would be on top of things. This also meant there was a huge opportunity. Hey, Gilda, see that food stall? Go make a scene. Accidentally bump into it, and then apologize and help to clean up. While you're doing that, I'll start a minor scuffle to draw attention, and you swipe some stuff. I'm all over that, she said with a smile. Oof! Oh no, I'm so sorry. Let me help you clean that up. Gilda played the role perfectly.
Okay. You don't have to do that, the Earth Pony Mare said, beginning to pick up some of the fallen fruit.
Oh, but I must. I knocked it over. I have to help clean it up, she replied.
You know, some ponies say that Griffin are mean. I don't see where they get it from,
the middle-aged mare said with a smile. Gilda started to feel guilty for what she was about to do.
It's just so hard to make a living nowadays. It's nice to see the young folk helping out. Gives you faith in the world again.
Gilda gulped. Hey, watch where you're going, buddy. You watch it, you no-good bird brain. You want to say that to my face? What's the matter? Your ears full of fluff or feathers to hear straight? What's going on here? A guard came to deal with the commotion. Gilda was still cleaning up. Oh, nothing, sir. Nothing at all. This stupid bird bumped into me. Now apologize before I break your beak. Whoa, hold on. We don't want to have a problem with this nice guard we'll have to deal with, I said, throwing on the charm. What's a griffin doing with a weapon anyway? You know they're banned in the city, the Pegasus I had bumped into said. Weapons banned in the city? I see plenty of ponies with them. That's because only griffins are banned from having weapons in the city, the guard said matter-of-factly. Racist. Hey, you're lucky we don't declaw you before you come in. Now give it here, the guard said as the Pegasus left. I don't think so. I'll be needing this when I hit the jungle in 3 days, and I went through hell to get it. I'm just getting some supplies, then you won't see hide or hair or feather of me again. Not good, not good. It's too late for that. You can check it in at the jailhouse, then come in and get it when your chores are done. Now come along peacefully. You don't want to make any trouble for this nice guard to have to deal with. The armored Pegasus said with an evil smile, repeating what I said to the Pegasus.
All right, I'll buy 10 bananas. Here you go. Have a nice day. I gotta go make sure my partner isn't in any trouble.
Gilda said, glancing over to where I was. Apparently, she had felt guilty about stealing from that pony because she had already had a hard time, so she decided not to do it. Fate smiled, it seemed, because if she had, we would have both been in jail for theft. Oh, Gilda, you're done. Well then, Mr. Guard, we'll just be leaving your fair city and be on our way. Sure, you're free to go. Just leave that here with me, he replied. Can't do that, as I told you I need it. We're headed to the jungle next, and I'm gonna be hacking through vines and saber-toothed tigers. Something I very well can't do without it. Too bad. No Griffins can carry weapons in the city. Since you brought that incredibly valuable-looking thing here, I'm afraid I'm going to have to confiscate it. Sucks to be you. Stupid guard, he's confiscating it so he can sell it and make a load of bits, not because I'm dangerous. I can't let that happen. Looks like I'm about to become a criminal. Well then, it looks like we have reached an impasse. I can't leave here without it, and you won't let me leave with it. I'm sure we can work out some kind of a deal. There must be a legal method of resolving this. Perhaps some bits to handle the proper paperwork? I knew how to handle these situations. Oh, of course. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go get the paperwork. The guard headed into the back room, leaving my weapon with me. There was, of course, no paperwork. It was a bribe. One I didn't intend to actually pay. I was just buying time for me and Gilda to figure things out. Hey, Hotshot, we got trouble? And the Stupid Question of the Year award goes to... They're not going to let me leave with it, and there's no way I'm leaving without it. Right now, he's in the back discussing my bribe with his boss. As soon as he comes out, I'll knock him out. You get the next one. Then we take anything valuable and get out. I didn't think that guards would be corrupt. So we're going to have bounties after this, aren't we? She asked. Unless they forget what we look like? Yes. Are you planning to escape? Allow the great and powerful Trixie to accompany you, said a voice from one of the cells. Ah, hell no. And why would we do that? I turned to the blue unicorn. Trixie has amazing magical skills, the likes of which you peons have never seen. She could be of use to you in your travels, Trixie replied. Gilda's eye began to twitch. Is that so? If you're so amazing, why don't you just let yourself out of that cell then? Trixie sighed away. How did someone so great and powerful get in jail anyway? Trixie has, well, she was shown up in Ponyville by another unicorn after she made a boast and failed to prove it when the opportunity arose. She then lost all she had and attacked by an Ursa Minor, and now that she has taken to stealing in order to eat, she explained. I began whispering to Gilda. Okay, so on the plus side, she's a unicorn, and judging by her boasting, she's an illusion caster. Could be useful. Downside, her attitude. If she got caught stealing, then she'll probably get nothing on side of the subtlety, which is a fact backed up by her bragging. She's probably useless, dead weight. If we bring her with, she'll take the first opportunity to get and stab us in the back. We'll have bounties after this, and she'll turn us in for a pardon to make some quick bits. That, and we can't stand her attitude. Your call. Isn't it obvious? We leave her to rot, Gilda replied. She's useless, obnoxious, she can't fly, so she'll just slow us down, and she'll just turn us in. By the way, I'm glad you're letting me make the decisions. Agreed on all accounts. If you're going to be queen one day, you got to know what's best. Gilda blushed. If I was going to be king and she was going to be queen, did that mean we would be a couple? Silly pony. Tricks are for kids. Hope you like prison food. Hey, it's better than starving and much better than what we were going to do. Come with us, and a talentless hack like you would just end up dead. That, and I don't feel like carrying your fat butt all over the planet. Besides, you'll be out soon anyway. Stealing food isn't that serious a crime. Well, Trixie didn't steal food. She looked at me wondering what the hell I meant by tricks are for kids. Gilda just chalked it up to being a human thing. I stole jewelry. How was I supposed to know the lockbox was enchanted to track magic of whoever last used it? I'm afraid I'm in here for at least the next 10 years. If you don't take me with you, I'll just have to tell the guards who you are, and so they can hunt you down. And we are? I don't recall giving you our names, and our descriptions are pretty basic as far as griffins go. The only identifier is this thing, and we won't even be in Equestria that much longer. Nope, I'm afraid you got no leverage on us. What's more, now I know for a fact you'd sell us out the first chance you get. Enjoy life in prison, TGPT. By the way, speaking in third person is stupid, and Twilight says hi. I smiled evilly. Ready? I'm gonna have Hades be at the ready. You knock on the door, then move out of the way, and I'll hit him over the head with a flat. Then you pounce on the guy in the back and then knock him out. We'll grab anything we think we can use, then bolt. I was really hoping we wouldn't have to do this, but it looks like we got no choice.
Yeah, there's no way we're giving up Hades. Not after you killed a dragon to get it,
Gilda remarked. Trixie's eyes went wide.
Killed a dragon?
She shouted. Yeah, in the Badlands. This thing is made from one of its scales. Can cut a diamond if I swing it hard enough. Now be quiet. Yeah, what is... Boom! The guard fell over unconscious as the flat of the scale made a ringing sound on his helmet. Gilda dove through the door, pinning the head guard, pulling his helmet off, and giving him a face full of fist. Oh, hey, look! Bows and arrows. Looks like they do have them here. Makes sense. Pegasus don't have magic, and flying means they need to be able to do some ranged stuff. Gilda, take 3 of them, and as many quivers and arrows as you can. I'll take more arrows as well. The front is guarded, so we'll fly out the back. And we don't stop till we're in the jungle.
Please, take me with you. I'm begging you. You can't just leave me out here.
Trixie started to cry. Why?
Because you're strong. Unbelievably strong. You killed a dragon. You just knocked out 2 high-ranking guards like it was nothing. You're headed to the jungle and you aren't afraid at all. Trixie is... I am weak. I call myself great and powerful, but it's a lie. It's a lie to cover up my weakness. You two are so strong. You work so well together. Maybe if I stay with you, maybe I could...
Not suck so much, Gilda spat. I freaking love that Griffin. Trixie just nodded. You said it was my call, right, Griff? I already knew where this was going. That I did. Gilda picked up the keys and threw them at Trixie's hooves.
Let yourself out, then shut the hell up. If we get caught because of you, you're tonight's dinner, got it?
Trixie gulped as she opened the magic-proof lock with the key, not saying a word. Oh, and ditch the duds. We're going incognito, and you'll stick out like a sore thumb. Thumb? She asked inquisitively. Never mind, you wouldn't happen to know any invisibility spells, would you? Don't say anything, just shake your head. Trixie nodded. Good, make us invisible. Gilda's carrying most of the gear, so I guess I get you. We're flying out of here. Don't scream and don't lose concentration on the spell, or I'll get really pissed off. And when I get pissed off, I kill things. Like dragons. We threw as much stuff as we could on, and I grabbed Trixie just as her horn began to glow. With a shimmer, all 3 of us blinked out of existence, unable to be seen, yet able to see each other.
Now don't touch anything or the illusion shatters, she said. Great, so how the hell do we get out of here? Gilda asked.
Stand by the door and be ready to fly out as soon as it opens. Gilda stood to one side of the prison door, and I, with Trixie on my back, as it was easier on the other. I cleared my throat and lowered my voice to a mimic of the guard. What? The unicorn has escaped! Guards, get in here! I bellowed. The 2 guarding the front door opened it, and Trixie held it open with her magic. The guards walked up to the cell to investigate. With a slight magic push, they fell on their faces inside, and the cell door closed on them. We flew out the door and into the sky. Just close your eyes, Trix. It'll be better if you don't look down. Trixie righted on my back, had a death grip around my neck, squishing herself into my feathers, trying desperately to keep her mouth shut. We flew as fast as we could with our burdens. We flew about a half day before night fell, and we decided to have a rest. All right, you can turn the spell off. We all shuddered back into view, myself and Gilda fine, but Trixie looking like she had seen a ghost, but also exhausted at the same time. Well, the misfit magician was actually useful. Well, sorry, Gilda. Looks like we won't be eating her tonight after all. You did good, Trix. You kept the spell up the whole time, and you didn't scream when we flew. Looks like you can be quiet if you try.
Oh, what can I say? Trixie has many talents, she bragged.
Okay, rule number 1, drop the attitude. Stop boasting and stop talking in the third person. Griffin the Griffin thinks it's annoying, and Gilda the Rageful will probably strangle you if you do it again. Rule 2, we're in charge. Remember, we bailed you out. Rule 3, you do nothing unless we discuss it first. As you may have noticed, I let her make the call on whether or not we'd let you out. We share decision making. You're the newbie, you haven't earned it yet. I'm unofficially the leader because I'm a freaking genius, and I know what I'm doing. If I say to do something, go right ahead and question it. You may very well have some useful input. If we're in deep trouble, don't question it. I may not have a cutie mark, but my special talent is thinking fast and kicking butt.
That sounded so freaking cool.
We keep on a pretty fast pace, and we can handle ourselves in a fight. Before we came here, Griff killed a dragon by ripping out one of its scales, slicing his own claws up in the process, then letting himself get swallowed so he could stab it in the throat. When push comes to shove, he's a darn psychopath and a good one at that. I'm here to keep his head on straight and back him up when he's being a dummy. You move too slow, you get left behind. You can't take care of yourself, you'll die. He had his butt kicked his entire life till he got sick of it, and I was a runaway slave. The only way you get any stronger is by writhing in pain under oppression. We've done plenty of that, and are set to do a whole lot more. You stick with us, and you really will be great and powerful in no time. If you survive, that is. Gilda was totally in on the scare the crap out of Trixie plan.
What are you two?
Trixie asked nervously. We're awesome. Specifically, she's an edgy griffin, and I'm an interdimensional alien in disguise. I'd ask who you are, but I already know. You're a braggart whose only skill is in illusion magic. That skill is exactly the one we need for what we're planning.
And what are you planning?
She asked nervously. Together with a smile, we replied, We're gonna take over the world.